Hello everyone, Ryan here. I know I haven't posted a video on this channel for a while. I've just been busy with life stuff, but I mean, I do appreciate everyone who has watched the first two videos I uploaded. I do plan on. I definitely have some ideas, interesting ideas for future stuff on this channel. It's just a matter of me figuring out when I can do them. So, but anyways, I'm logged into Postmates right now. I got a late start, very late start. I kind of took a nap sometime in the afternoon. Well, I did take a nap, but I took a nap and then woke up a little later than I wanted to, and then had to do some chores around the house before I could head out to start doing Postmate deliveries. And which, by the way, I'm not exactly sure what the correct term is, because I've seen like other Postmates drivers in other cities, they use the word, and they say postmating, or I'm going to postmate, or I'm postmatesing right now, or yeah, I don't know. For me, I just prefer to say making deliveries, or delivering via Postmates, or because technically when you deliver, whether you deliver with Postmates or DoorDash or Uber Eats or whoever else, technically you're an independent contractor, independent courier, and or if you don't know, I don't know, because technically they don't classify us as employees. And although it's my understanding next year, I want to say sometime in the beginning of next year in California, companies like Uber, I think maybe even Postmates, I'm not sure, but I know it's going to affect a lot of these gig app companies. A lot of them are going to have to start pretty much paying Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, and like I said, possibly other drivers, independent delivery drivers. They're going to have to start paying them like they would an employee. Or at least close to it. I don't know all the exact details. But yeah, also something to do with AB5, some new bill that was passed. And if I can find a link to it, I'll provide it. So if you want to check that out for yourself. But that's in California, so I don't know about here in El Paso, or in other states. I don't know about the state of Texas or other states. So, but who knows? Maybe other states will follow suit. But in the meantime, I don't really see that happening anytime soon. But yeah, anyways, I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, so I just wanted to briefly give some kind of tip. I want to call this a foolproof tip, because I know like especially a lot of new drivers, they want to know like what they can do as far as like how they can get more orders. Because of course the fleet app, the Postmates fleet app, driver app, it's run by an algorithm, a complete algorithm. Essentially, I guess you could say it's run by a robot, or except it's not really a robot, because it doesn't have, as far as I know, it's it doesn't have a robot body or anything. It's an algorithm. So pretty much what that means is like, depending on how many drivers are logged in to the fleet app, how many drivers are available at one particular time, and also which drivers have been waiting a certain amount of time. That determines it ultimately determines how the algorithm will divide up the orders that are being placed, that are coming through, and the orders that need to be picked up and or placed. But anyways, one thing I've learned since driving for Postmates a little over a year now is that if you park close to a restaurant that is popular in your area, this doesn't just apply to El Paso, but really in any city. If you park close to a popular restaurant, pretty much like, I guess, the closer you are to that restaurant, then the better, the more the odds are in your favor. Yeah, pretty much, because you figure like if there's like more than one Postmates driver logged in and available, and if they're all parked in the same spot, then it's just a waiting game. Then you just have to kind of essentially wait for your turn to come up ahead. But say, if you come across a restaurant, especially if it's a popular restaurant, and of course the only way you're going to figure that out is if you test it out for yourself, which is going to take a lot of patience, a lot of trial and error. But it can be done, because I've done it several dozen times. I sometimes, because I don't do it as much now, but back when I first started, I would just choose a restaurant, park outside of it, wait there for a certain amount of time, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the most, just to see if I would get any kind of order for that particular restaurant. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Some weeks it worked every single time. Other weeks didn't work at all. But either way, usually I would still get orders. Like, I would still get something coming through. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, it's not really a guaranteed tip. I'm just saying, of course, this is mostly for obviously new drivers, others who haven't even started driving for Postmates but are curious about it. I mean, that's what I said. It's kind of a tip. It's not guaranteed, but it does work. Kind of, most of the time. Not all the time. And of course, obviously, it depends on how popular Postmates is in your particular area, your city, your part of town, all that. And I mean, like for me, sometimes, I've noticed sometimes, like I've parked outside of Panda Express, and I really don't get any orders for Panda Express. And it's weird, because it's like I'll be parked so close to the entrance of Panda Express, and an hour will pass and I don't get anything. But I end up getting orders for other places like Taco Bell or Jack in the Box or Taco Cabana or Olive Garden, Red Lobster. So, and then of course, like I said, other times if I'm parked outside a particular restaurant, I don't get anything from that restaurant. But yeah, it's really a roll of the dice anyways, no matter what. And also too, sometimes like I don't even have to, if it's busy enough, sometimes I just wait at home. I log in to the Fleet Driver app when I'm still at home, and I just wait around. I just wait at home until I get an order. Particularly if it's one that I know that if it's to a restaurant that I'm really close by. Actually, because where I live on the far east side, there's like 4 or 5 restaurants within a mile from where I live, and they're all on Postmates. They're all they're all like prepaid orders that I get from those particular restaurants. So I mean, I always take those because I know that they're always the closest to where I live. And so I mean, and of course, all this depends on how much you explore your market, your side of town, your city. If you don't like doing that, then yeah, obviously you're not going to like Postmates, or rather delivering for Postmates, or any of these gig apps really, because it does take, like I said before, patience, time, and trial and error, and to figure it all out, because there's no like exact manual and whatnot. And there's a lot of information on YouTube though. At least that's a good thing. That's definitely a really great resource. One other guy that back when I first started, I came across a lot of YouTube channels from other drivers and talking about Postmates and other stuff. But there was this one guy, his channel is called Postmates Paul. I'll provide a link to his channel if you want to check him out. In fact, I do encourage you to check him out because he's got a lot of really good information about Postmates, and he covers a lot of stuff, a lot of details. Unfortunately, right now, like, he's not really uploading as much as he used to. That's because he lives somewhere in California, and when Postmates they had their most recent pay cut. They cut drivers' pay, and over there, in the California, Los Angeles area, it affected a lot of drivers, especially during the summertime. I think this was like just about right before it was officially summer, and gas was like already like over $4 over there in the LA area. And yeah, so he was understandably frustrated over that. And but anyways, you should definitely check out his channel, because he, like I said, he's got a lot of really good information on that. And in fact, he kind of inspired me to start this channel to share what I know. So and obviously I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot more on this channel as far as what I know about Postmates, what I've learned. And also too, I wanted to mention, which I plan on covering a little more in depth. Now, as a driver, if you're driving for Postmates while you're on the job, meaning while you're in the middle of delivering, you have on the job insurance. As far as I know, at the beginning of this month, they sent out an email to all drivers, and yeah, essentially, from what I understood, the way it works is like, for the moment you go to pick up an order, and until the moment you drop it off to the customer, say like if some kind of accident occurs or something happens, that where you're injured, no matter how serious the injury is, or Postmates will cover you, or say like cover damage to your vehicle, any other vehicle, say like, I mean, if it's like a situation where somebody else hit you, and essentially you're covered pretty much. That's the way I understood it. Obviously, I know I'm trying not to get too many cars in the shot here, but yeah, like I said, it's pretty cool that they are going to cover drivers, I think. Anyways, I'm going to get going here because I'm going to try to move to a different spot, see if I can get any orders. I got a couple earlier, but I declined them because they're going towards Fort Bliss, and I believe I said before I don't have a pass to get into Fort Bliss, so I gotta decline those orders. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. Again, like I said, ultimately the kind of tip, somewhat, of course, not guaranteed tip. I just wanted to share was, essentially pick a spot, pick a location, pick a restaurant. Actually, the parking lot of a restaurant, especially if it's one that is really popular. Park there, wait and see what happens. Log into the driver fleet app and all that. And so yeah, that's it. If you're watching this, well, thanks for watching. I didn't mean to ramble on too much, but I figured I had to talk for a good amount of time to make up for the fact that I haven't really uploaded anything for a while. So, but yeah, so that's it. More to come later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. All that good stuff. Till next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.